can bring a person into our mind and our heart, and we can reflect on a time in their life when they may have been having some difficulty, and we can cultivate the genuine aspiration that they be relieved of suffering, and we can send them our positive energy and love as we do that. And in this kind of practice, we typically begin with a loved one, where you have an uncomplicated, loving relationship with someone. It could be a family member, it could be a very close friend, it can even be a pet. And then you move on from there. You move on to others. One target that you can move on to is oneself. That often is more difficult than doing that for another. And then from there, we move typically to what is often called a neutral person. And what we mean by a neutral person is someone that we might recognize, but we don't know much about their life. It could be someone, for example, who works in the same building that you work in. It could be someone who takes a class that you take, whose face you recognize, but you don't really know much about their life. It could be a cashier. Bring them into your mind and heart, and just imagine a time in their life when they may have had some difficulty, and do the same thing. And then finally, we move on to a category that may be especially important, and that's what we call a difficult person. Someone who pushes your buttons, not necessarily starting with the most difficult person, but starting with someone who's challenging, and do the same thing with them, and bring them genuinely into your mind and your heart in an authentic way. That's something that can really be an elixir for the soul.